Well, congratulations, Rod. This is your new car, mate. This is what's going to get you through until the new Amarok arrives. So congratulations, this is it. She's finished. She's got a tow bar on the back. I'm going to take you through a few aspects of the car before you arrive to collect it. Alright, so you can see you got your 50mm on the back. This is the Tiguan R. This is one of the highest output horsepower SUVs on the market in New Zealand currently right now. It's going to come with 2 keys, and I'll show you some interesting facts around the car before you arrive. Just as a footnote, if you look at this little indent in here, it's a proximity sensor, so in the event that I've got the key in my pocket, I can touch this on the outside and it'll fold in the mirrors and lock the car. As soon as I put my hands on the inside here, it will unlock. Now that only operates the 2 front doors. For security reasons, they're not on the back, but of course inside the back you'll see a very eloquent upholstery setting with the R branding and the R thoroughbred. It is all leather. It's a beautiful car all over. It's got some interesting features in this one this year, and that it's got little pockets now for cell phones. So we've come a long way, haven't we? A little bit of space down the back here. You've got your blue piping all the way through your upholstery, even into your carpet mats, and then you've got your heating settings that pop in here. That all lights up when the car has got the key inside. And of course, if you want to get the seats down from the rear, all you're really doing now is you're going to pull this little trigger down here, and then that's going to fold that forward and then ultimately fold it all the way down. So you've got ample room for putting other bits and pieces inside here, things like surfboards if you're into that. All right, you'll also note that the blue stitching follows through into the doors, all through the trim, and then of course, because it's an R, you've got the blue ambient lighting through the car, and you'll see that as we look around. All right, I'm going to continue on and we'll start talking about things like the both driver and passenger seats are electric. You'll also see when you open up the doors, each of the doors, 2 front doors, will illuminate an R for the racing symbol for the R thoroughbred, and of course that's replicated here on the 2 front seats. Passenger side, again, lots of room, and then of course you've got a big glove box. You've got an air conditioning duct blowing into here. Your service manuals and all of your manuals about the car are inside here, and then of course as we continue on, we can look down on little bits and pieces such as little holder there for your cell phone for the passenger, and then of course from this side of the car it doesn't look too bad either. All right, let's continue on. As we go around the front of the car, you'll see the blue calipers, a real standout feature of the R as far as it goes. A little slightly more aggressive grille and the piano black finish, and then of course all the lights are all LED too. So we'll start getting into things like 5-year warranty and 5-year roadside assist. If something happens to this car, call this number, it'll be uplifted from where it is. Okay, just while we're in here, I've got a gift for you inside this box, so please don't drink it too fast. Enjoy it, it's from me. And then we'll get into the driver's side, shall we? So let's have a look. It's going to come with 2 keys. There they are. And of course the first thing we see on our right hand side is the window controls, the mirror controls. We'll stick that onto heated mirrors for now because it's still a little bit cold out there. Obviously your door locks, and then of course this is fitted with a Harman Kardon sound system, so the system's pretty grouse. You can release the boot from the driver's door, and then of course you've got illuminated panels here, and again getting back into this blue piping. A little bit of storage just underneath here. I'm going to put your change or your keys or whatever it is, and then of course I've set that to auto, and this one here is for your on-screen display, which will pop up inside here, and then you can alter that by going up and down, but you'll see that as you start to drive the car and get to know it like you should. Now of course the first thing you see when you jump into the car is this elaborate steering wheel. It's got a number of things happening to it. It's got these pedal shifters on the left and on the right. I know you know how to drive a car. So what that will help you do, obviously, is downshifting and upshifting. So as you're driving the car, you'll also note there's this blue element of stitching through here. And then if you have a look over here on the left hand side, R for racing. Anytime you feel like it's necessary to, say, take off a little bit quicker or drive with a little bit more aggression, by pushing R, you're going to liven up this car pretty quickly. Alright, so now I'm in the car. I'm going to turn the car on. The first thing we start to see is everything starts to light up. And of course, inside the dash, it's going to give us some information on the car. It's been set for lap time, so I'm not going to do any of that today. And of course, the steering wheel is illuminated up as well. So it's all backlit. And of course, once that's backlit, it opens up a whole lot of different elements. But let's have a look inside the dash first, or inside your screen here. P for park, obviously. You've got your temperature control on the left-hand side, and then on your right-hand side, we've got our petrol and how much petrol we've got. If you see the little engine light, that's going to obviously recommend you that you come in and see us, because there might be something potentially wrong. As I say, it's set up for lap times. We've got temperature of 18 degrees here. It's 11:17, and the car is facing north. A lot of information inside that steering, through the steering column, and I can actually change that. Now, what I do have on the right hand side here is what I call my library, left and right and up and down. What that does is it enables me to change what's inside the screen. I don't need to touch it as hard. I don't need to press it. All I do is just put my finger on it and it moves along. And now in this particular case, I've gone into, let's go back there. As you can see, I'm just moving through there, left or right. Put up my telephone, my sound system, even my navigation. I can actually relocate it from the infotainment system on the left hand side and stick it right in front of me if it was necessary. And then of course, we're going back through there. And then we've got our assistance modes for things like traveling behind somebody if you're in cruise control, and then you don't want to hit somebody in front of you. It'll keep a safe distance between you and them. Now we go back into lap times. All right, well, let's go back to driving data. Now I've scrolled across the driving data. I can actually scroll up and down, and I can actually select. So scrolling up and down, I can select information that I want to see, including like range from full tank of gas, consumption, overview, temperatures, you name it. In this particular case, well, I might just put it on consumption, or maybe even overview. We'll just leave it on overview for now. And what that does now is it sort of shows us all the information around the car. The average speed of this car has been 2 kilometres. Hasn't travelled, as you well know. This has been a showroom car most of its life. Right, now we've got that, let's just change the view. So this is the view button, and then we can just change the dash so we can see different information about what's going on. Right hand side now is all obviously our speed, and the left hand side is the rev counter into park. And again, I can keep doing that if I like, and just changing what I see just by moving that around. So up to you, entirely up to you. You can do whatever you need to do when you get the car. You've got a heated steering wheel as well, so this is basically hot. You can see it's at 3 now. As I keep depressing it, it starts decreasing or subtracting. So it's on hot. I'm going to turn it right off for you. You won't need that. You're a tough guy. All right, so we've got that under control. Now on our left-hand side here is we've got obviously our cruise control settings. Once we hit the speed or desired speed, we push set. And then of course, if I want to reset it, I can push reset or just hit the brakes. Pretty simple. Now distance control between the car in front of me is controlled through here, and that can be basically as you're driving and give you an example, you're doing 100 kilometers, the car in front of you is now doing 90. The car will decelerate, keep you safe distance. This is your distance control. Hit the middle one and then back it off, and it'll start reaching up and down on the distance between you and the car in front. You can see right down there with that little red light with the irresponsible non seatbelt wearer, you can see if I push the middle button and I start moving forward and backs, that is going to show me the distance between the cars. Once I change the view up here, there we go, I can actually do that again, and so you can see the difference. You can see the arrow moving up and back. It'll bring the car up in front of you, so you'll see a picture, and then it'll change the distance for you as well. Right, we're moving on. As I say, paddle shifters here. You've got a control for up and down and in and out right here, which is find your desired spot and then lock it in. And then of course we're off to this other area right here. Infotainment system is where it's at. This is where the heart and soul of the car is. So for me to go in here and have a good look around, what I'd normally do is just go into the menu side of things, and at a glance I get all of the little features that I like to see, including settings such as language, screen, Wi-Fi, you name it. We get back out of there if we like, we go back to menu, and then we go back into things like Apple Connect. And once my Apple Connect is in there, using Apple CarPlay, we're all good to go. So all your favorite apps will pop up on that screen. And then you've got your phone. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to be looking for, through your Bluetooth, BW2663. Once that's loaded into your phone and the car, it's going to be reciprocal and say you're paired, and then of course it's going to start loading in your contacts. Those contacts are important to you, so it'll be up there. And then you need to enable your phone. If your phone is basically Apple, what it'll do is say that you can enable your phone and get moving, and ultimately you can call out, hey Siri, come and call Darren, I need to buy a new car. That's exactly what's going to do. All right, so now we're out of there, we can go further into things like sound system, navigation, so Harman Kardon, of course. Wow, it's a pretty cool system, an amazing system to boot. So I can change the fader, I can move it around if I like, I can change the equalizer, I can even put it on, say, like chill, live. We're going to leave it back at pure. I'm going to leave your subwoofer, and we might put that up a little bit there, and maybe a bit of bass there. Mid-range, we'll keep that up, and then we'll put a little bit of treble into it. All right, that's going to change everything. So, but hey, up to you, mate, and it's entirely up to you. All right, vehicle information, you can go into here, and you can even get yourself a little setup for, say, performance mode if you want to take it on the track. Number of things you can do, mate. It's going to be entirely up to you. Touch and feel is basically, okay, your heater's here. Just by touching it, you've got heated seats as well. Touch, touch, and touch. So it's hot or it's not. You can sync both sides if you want to, or you can unsync it if that's also necessary. So we'll take it down to low, and we'll just put it at say 19.5 degrees. Right, you've got modes. So if you push mode button inside here, first thing's going to come up is all the mode options. You've got sport, you've got race. As soon as you hit race, the note of the car is going to change, the stance of the car is going to change. This thing's going to outperform sport. So you've got all of that there. You can either twist the knob, or you can actually just push the button. You can also, once you push the button, make those changes up on the screen just by tapping it. All right. You've got assisted parking here if you want it. I wouldn't with these wheels, mate. It's just too risky. And then the other thing you can do is, I'm going to push my foot down on the gas here, get the car started. I'm going to put the car into auto hold. That means that when you turn the car off, the car will actually automatically go into the car park mode. If you did, and you decided you didn't like the car turning itself off when you got to a set of lights, just by pushing A off will means the car itself won't actually go into turning itself off. It'll just keep running. I'm a bit used to that myself, so I kind of leave it as it is. All right, nice little coffee cup stand down here. You've got a couple of fast charging ports down here, a little slot in here for whatever that might be, and then of course you've got your sunroof. Now of course we've got a screen that does all of that, and then we've got the sunroof going all the way back. There's no doubt in my mind, once your wife gets a chance to drive this car, you might probably lose it. The proof's in the pudding, mate, so we will find out. You'll be able to let me know. It's a super car, mate. It's been wonderful catching up with you guys again and seeing you. I always wondered what you guys were at. Still a hot head, eh, Roddy? But all good, mate. It's bloody nice dealing with you fellas, and I really do hope you enjoy this car. Talk to you soon. You're about to get a phone call from me to say it's all go, come pick it up. All right, mate. Thanks again. Thanks to you both. Thanks, Brent. Be good, eh? Talk soon.